It's the dawn of a new age, ladies and gentlemen. This is Space News. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Space News. We're your hosts, Marcus.
And I'm Kevin.
Exactly. So we're here to tell you about something very, very exciting that happened on Friday. It was the arrival of the Dawn spacecraft at Ceres.
Now, Ceres is basically the biggest thing in the asteroid belt. It's a dwarf planet. It has about the diameter of Texas, and nothing has actually approached it until dawn. So we're getting the best pictures we ever have, and lots of new information is going to be coming out now.
It's fun because, so at the same time that Dawn has been going to Ceres, we also have New Horizons, which is going to Pluto, which is another dwarf planet. So Dawn won the race to Ceres. But in 4 months, we'll be able to see, you also get new information about Pluto and be able to compare the two to each other. And this is a very exciting time in astrophysics, especially for our own solar system.
Yep. And Dawn, it was actually a special spacecraft because it had an ion propulsion drive. Instead of having normal rockets or just being carried forward by momentum, it actually shoots out ions in the back, and then physics, it gets pushed the other way. And that's how it moves.
Think of a TIE fighter. That's what the TIE fighter runs on. It's an ion engine, a twin ion engine. It's exactly the same thing. That's what the TIE stands for. Anyway, but so Ceres in the asteroid belt. And speaking of asteroids, Earth is always in danger of being hit by an asteroid.
Don't panic.
Don't panic, though.
Please don't.
Most of the time, these are very small things that are going to hit us. But because there is a danger of larger objects, near-Earth objects, coming so close that they could cause damage, like 2 years ago when the asteroid hit Russia. What's the name of it, Kevin?
The Chelyabinsk asteroid?
I can't pronounce it. That's why I have him do it. Since that was sort of a wake-up call to most of the world that, okay, we need to do something to sort of prevent these things from happening, or at least be aware of when they're going to happen. And we don't have Bruce Willis on call all the time. The UN has decided to set up a new, just finished a new committee, a new study in Asteroid Defense. So they set up this team called Action Team 14. That is no joke. It is actually called Action Team 14. Well, they're dissolved now, so they're broken up. The band is over.
So their goal was to study how to prepare and to observe any asteroids that may come nearby.
Specifically, how to find the appropriate people on the planet Earth to help us do that sort of thing. So they actually helped put together Space Mission Planning Advisory Group. I can't remember.
It's not a good acronym.
It's a terrible acronym. Yeah. And then also the International Asteroid Warning Network.
ION.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're not astronomers doing this is why. So basically, they were there to sort of set up these two other committee-like things to help us move further down the line. Now, the U.S., we mentioned previously, was already working on their own asteroid defense, awareness network, essentially. So this is a nice thing to see that other countries are also becoming aware of this problem, and hopefully, in the next couple of decades, we'll be a little bit more prepared for this sort of incidents. That's exciting. You don't want to get flattened by an asteroid.
No, not at all. So, our last piece of news is actually about Mars. Now, we've talked in previous episodes about how all of these hydrated and water-affected materials have been found on Mars, even though liquid water is no longer there.
Right.
And now the general consensus is, okay, there was a giant ocean basically covering the northern hemisphere of Mars, only about 1/6 of the depth of Earth's oceans, or the Marianas Trench. Mm-hmm. So much smaller, like only about the size of the Atlantic Ocean, and significantly less deep. So this may be the idea that gets put into history as to what happened to Mars in its past.
Right. So it's very fascinating to look at. If you looked at a topographical map of Mars, you would notice that the southern hemisphere is about a kilometer or so higher than the northern hemisphere. So it has this dichotomy of shapes. So you have a larger sphere on the bottom and the smaller hemisphere on the top. So this ocean seems to be like the best way to sort of fill in the gap to make it a nice spherical shape. And we believe that this water that was in this ocean was made of heavy water, which is deuterium.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be the normal water that we drink.
Yes.
It's actually another isotope of it. So that it probably decayed at some point,
right,
and then eventually evaporated away because Mars just wasn't able to keep hold of it.
Right, exactly. But this is very interesting because there's always been evidence that there has been some liquid or water on Mars. We see a lot of rivers and tributaries sorts of things, evidence on the surface. But now being able to go back in time and see that, okay, this is where it would have been, this is how much there might have been, and provides us with a chance of where to look to find water perhaps under the surface of Mars. Now, it's exciting because, hey, we're going to Mars. Yes. Deal with it. Don't worry, you don't have to go if you don't want to. But thank you for watching this episode. We love to have you here every time. If you want to support the show, you can buy t-shirts over at outofspacetv.spreadshirt.com, and you can also subscribe. That's very helpful. Kevin, you got anything else?
You can also comment below. We want to know what you find interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we find this stuff interesting, but we want to know what you want to know so that we can inform you of what you want to know. That was a lot of no's.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you out there.
Thanks for watching today's video. You can like and subscribe down below, as well as comment on all the different subjects that we talked about today. You can find other content elsewhere on the internet, so look for those links. You can also watch a random video of our channel right here. Thanks for watching.